First of all, like, comment, and subscribe. Perhaps the Psi Lords were inside us all along. I won't say it. The real Psi Lord is friendship. Why are comics in trouble? This is Psi Lords. It's as bad as you think it is. No, I take that back. I haven't actually. I just glanced through it. I glanced through it, and I'll explain why in a sec. I'm not saying it's bad. I haven't read it. I got to give it a fair read and review. So I don't honestly know if I can take it. I don't know if I can. I get secondhand embarrassment sometimes, and I don't know if I could take this without Valium. And I don't think I have any Valium. I think this is a woman. Oh my God. What the hell's wrong with people? What is wrong with you people? Why don't you just make good stuff? Give people what they want. How do you think this is? It's either a man with 8 cups. It's a very unhappy woman. I guess it's a woman because the arm, usually with men, they have, you're going to see big biceps and triceps. I'm guessing this is supposed to be female. Don't assume her sex or gender or whatever. This is not a compelling cover. Oh, my fingers are swollen from mosquito bites. Though I will say the colors in the background is pretty good. I kind of like that. The image of the guy standing in the background is good. Actually, no. Let me correct myself. I can admit where I'm wrong. This cover actually, now that I look at it, does a lot of things right. I like the space scene theme. The planets all jumbled together. The Horsehead Nebula in the background, whatever. It's good. I mean, that part is really good. It's just if you had you want to put a black chick on the cover. Cool. Black chicks are awesome. There are hot black chicks with big boobs. Listen, black chicks like looking at other hot black chicks. You don't have to put some black chick that looks like a man. I'm sure if one asked you that was just listening to this, every time you say black, they get triggered. I know hot black chicks who would gladly pose for you. They're skinnier hot black chicks who look like models, and there are more voluptuous hot black chicks who look voluptuous. Curves usually sell better on comic book covers. So find one of those girls. It doesn't matter what color you want to make her. Doesn't matter from where on Earth she's from. But you got to give her tits. You got to give her ass. Let me tell you something about. It doesn't matter, guys, if they're European, Asian, or African. Most of them like chicks with a little booty and some boobs. They don't necessarily like chicks who look like models, tall, skinny. They like something that looks a little bit more closer to the Earth Mother, boobs and butt. Anyway, this is Psi Lords. What got me started on this, because I saw this page in the back of a book. It's coming from Valiant in October. Some redheaded, ghost-looking chick, some, I don't know, dude who looks like a Blade ripoff. Dr. Mirage Part 3 by Magdalene Mags Asagio and some other crap. I saw this. Oh my God. Oh my. The hell's wrong with you people? This chick looks pissed off. At least this chick is smiling, but again, she has no boobs. This dude looks like he just took something up his back hole. This dude looks like the kind of guy who he probably gave it to him up the back hole. Nobody wants to see this. I could look up their sales, but I'm not even gonna look up their sales. This is Dr. Mirage number 2. Oh, I didn't even notice this the first time I saw it. The next modern classic. Are you sure about that? This is the well, I will say that the cover looks better than anything in the book. But notice the cover. What do you see? Here's something that Captain Marvel does, and all the other woke comics where they have women in the lead. They do what you see here. Her arms are in front of her breasts. The butt is hidden. The crotch is hidden. Everything is hidden. All you see is her face, and she has a short little pixie haircut. Could have been a fun cover, but I don't know what is wrong with these people. I don't know. I just don't understand people. I do not understand these people. And honestly, if I started to understand them, I would probably not be very happy. I had this joke I wrote down about a Deadpool between me or Mags or Saggio, because statistically, people like Mags have a very, very high rate of winning the Deadpool early. And I thought, because, her lifestyle, his lifestyle, whatever, and me, because I read so much of his writing, that it could easily drive me to take the 357 caliber aspirin. Okay, let me give a compliment. Say something nice about the books. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to say something nice about the books. The coloring and the art is fun, is a fun style. But no matter how much I like the coloring and the art and this kind of, I don't know, what is modern art. I mean, by modern, I mean like from the 1880s to the 1960s, kind of. I think that was one of the... I took a modern art class and I really, really enjoyed it. I was surprised because I was a STEM student. But I like this stuff. I like this kind of art. This is good. What isn't so good is, well, I'll say the lettering's a little small. You probably have too much of it. You have her singing this song. I don't think you need that. I mean, a lot of SJW comics feels very self-indulgent. People just... it feels like Stephen King with his editor, because Stephen King is such a powerful writer that his editor is afraid to edit him, because if Stephen King books make so much money that if the editor edits him and Stephen King doesn't like it, he'll just fire the editor and get another editor who will act as a yes man. And I think with these SJW comics, they're selling so few copies, there's probably not enough money to pay an editor. But you could pay someone very little money, and you could probably find someone, a friend of yours online, you could probably find someone who will do it for free. They will edit for free for a few issues in the hopes that they can prove their worth. Hey, you know what? I will edit your books for free. I will edit the first 2 books of anyone's project. Anyone out there at all, I will edit your project for free. It would be just in the hopes that, oh, well, I like the editing. The book sold better with the edited art, the edited syntax. So why don't we start paying the person? We can maybe afford to pay you $50. I know it's not enough. I know the editing, like $50 for the editing for a whole book, it's not working out that much per hour. But if the book sells better, then maybe I can pay you $200. And then as we get better and better, I can start paying you real money. But that is I guess is a capitalist idea. Even though I said myself, I would work for anyone who wanted it for free, and there are a lot of other people who will gladly help you work for free for a few issues, and then you got to start paying them. And your book would sell better. They have almost no concern about selling better. It's the weirdest thing ever. Okay, so like I said, the art looks good, but this doesn't look good. I think these are both supposed to be women. Or I mean, with Mags, she includes a lot of transsexual characters. So a lot of their characters are like Kim and Kim, Kim and Kim is like 10 times funner than anything Mags has recently written. And Kim Kim wasn't great, but it was, God, at least it was fun. It was lighthearted science fiction. This is just dreary, self-indulgent garbage. Again, that doesn't look like a woman. That looks like a 12-year-old boy. Short hair, no breasts. That looks like a 12-year-old boy, too. They have these kind of androgynous things. Men, if you're making a comic with men, they don't have to look like Thor, but they have to look like, remember early Spider-Man? He was like 6 feet, I don't know what he was, maybe 6 feet tall, 5'10" or something. They drew him as anywhere from 180 pounds to 200 pounds, probably 180 pounds of very low body fat muscle. So he wasn't huge, but he looked like an athlete. He looked like he could run and he could jump, he could do things. And women, you got to give them C cups. You got to make them sexy. Sex sells. Rock his cock. Everyone wants sexy characters. This is not. Nobody wants this. Guess what? Let me tell you about straights. The straights and the gays. Straights want sexy characters because sex sells. Because our biology is hardwired. Let me tell you about the gays. They want sexy characters also. You know what gay men and women like? sexy gay men and women. They even like sexy straight men and women. They think they can turn them or something. Or they just like look at them. Let me tell you about the trannies. You know what trannies like? They like men, but usually they like men. They like good-looking men, tall, muscular, well-built men, physically at least. They don't like dudes like this. I literally know guys who date trannies, and they're all gay men, of course, but they're like the ones who are dating the trannies are, big, muscular, fit dudes. They're just, that's what the other gay guys are attracted to. Doesn't matter if you're wearing a dress or not wearing a dress. Gay guys are incredibly narcissistic. They're incredibly into their looks. Holy shit, I'm at 10 minutes and I haven't even taken a look at this book. Trying to say something nice about Magdalene Visaggio. It's not easy. And again, hey, this should be a cool poster if you just got rid of the text. Self-indulgent. Speaking of self-indulgent, I spoke for 11 minutes about Magdalene Visaggio's work. Again, doesn't look like a man, doesn't look like a woman. You got a couple of good images here. Look at that. That's a good shot. That's a good image. You did something right. I mean, I look at this and I say, okay, you can draw. You're choosing not to. You're choosing to draw this kind of garbage, just absolute horse feathers. I don't want to see this. You don't want to see this. Gays, straights, and trans, they don't want to see this. They want to see sex. Sexy, sexy, sexy. Anyway, I like this kind of 60s kind of vibe. Eternity Girl kind of did this a little bit too. I mean, not everything he's associated with is absolute garbage. There's a lot of good stuff in there too. And this is probably the best artist Max has ever worked with. And not only the art, but I mean the composition and the color choice. I guess that's the colorist does that part. But the colorist and the artist, they're working well together because it's not just drawing things, but it's composing things, putting things on the page, the use of space, where to put things on the page, the foreground, the background. This image really works for me. It could be fun. This is like an Andy Warhol late 1960s, vibe, very effective. It even has some weird Blade Runner vibes to it. But it's not, the comics aren't just a visual. You gotta have writing. You gotta have a story. And Mags overwrites, but doesn't say anything interesting. At least I haven't seen much evidence of that in his works so far. But I feel like there's potential. There's a core of Mags that I feel one day he's going to wake up and he's just going to knock the chip off his shoulder and say, today I write. Today I become a writer. I want to learn how to become a better writer and put my axe down, my ideology down, and just start writing. And all of a sudden his books would go from 1,000 issues sold to 2,000, 10,000. Next thing you know, who knows? I mean, obviously there's a market for a transsexual writer like Max Visaggio. You have every advantage in the industry. You have every possible advantage. You're the apex purse puppy being trans. Trans is even higher is the absolute peak, higher than Islam, which is the penultimate purse puppy. Trans beats Islam because one, Muslims will kill trans, and trans is the ultimate rarity. There's nothing more rare than trans. So if you had a red-haired trans character with green eyes, you would have the ultimate apex predator. Okay, like I said, nothing really happens here. They take one jab at the Christians and the Muslims, which is interesting. Because they're leaving out the third Abrahamic religion. Cult of Isis, the Christians and the Muslims attack us. But then they take another jab at the Christians, which doesn't make sense. So they're taking two jabs at the Christians, one jab at the Muslims, but they ignore that other Abrahamic religion. But the Christians didn't kill 700 million people. The Muslims did that. It's an absolute false equivalency to try to compare the Christians to the Muslims. Since Muhammad started in 1400 years ago, that ideology has been responsible for about 750 million lives lost. The only thing that comes close to Islam is communism, which is anywhere from 100 million to 250 million lives lost. Your communism. So for someone to take jabs at Christianity, it means you're assuming your audience is in the same echo chamber as you, and they don't know the history of Islam, which is really readily available to anyone who gives a damn who wants to go on YouTube and you can watch the history of Islam. It's very interesting. Anyway, and then they take another a dig. Don't let the architecture fool you. The Romans borrowed from everyone. This is a weird thing they do where they think like everything the Europeans did, every great architecture, every great structure they did, they got it from somewhere else. They got it from the Egyptians or something, which Egyptians were pretty closely genetically related to the Europeans anyway. They refuse to give the Europeans credit for anything, but they don't do it with the Asians, which is really weird, and they don't do it with anyone else. It's just they try to I guess blackwash history, replace these characters. So you can't just give the Romans credit. You have to steal away their history. It's just stupid. It's stupid. So the only people who are digging this, the 1,000 people who bought it, or maybe the 900 people who bought it, because it's issue 2, so it's probably at 1,000. By issue 3 in 2 weeks, when issue 3 comes out, it'll probably be at 900, and that'll probably be it. Maybe issue 4. Mag's books usually go to 4 or 5 issues. Kim and Kim, it goes 4 or 5 issues. Every time it's been brought out 3 times. Just I would love to be Mags' editor for a couple of bucks and say, hey, you know what, Mags, let's team up. Let's get you 5,000 sales. Is it possible? It's possible, but you have to just take the chip off your shoulder and start writing. Start having fun. Start having fun with this stuff. Comics are supposed to be fun. You're not exactly writing hardcore propaganda, and you're not having fun. You're not doing either one. You're just lukewarm coffee. Pick a battle. If you want to write propaganda, go for it. You want to be a socialist. Mags is very hardcore socialist. You want to be a socialist, write a socialist comic book about that. Extol the virtues of socialism. I mean, there aren't any, but I guess you could make them up. Or just write escapist fiction. Anyway, this just sucks so bad. It's just, everything about it sucks. I mean, except for the art. And, that. Oh my God. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next episode.